This kindergarten class in Copenhagen is growing up in a globalized world. In order for the students to succeed in society, it is important that they continue their education after primary school. However, here Denmark is falling behind. While a comparable class in Japan will only have 5% of students end their education after primary school, in Denmark the figure is more than 20%. If Denmark is to stay competitive, it is important to change this. What are the deciding factors? How can we change this tendency? In the northwestern part of Copenhagen lies the Center for Strategic Education Research. The center is made up by researchers from the University of Aarhus and SFI, the National Research Center for Welfare, and Cora. Professor Niels Eglund is the head of the center. The Danish Council for Strategic Research has supported the center with funding of €5.4 million. The center examines the reasons for Danish students' lack of participation in youth education.
Og der skal vi prøve at finde ud af, hvordan kan det være, at vi ligger så relativt lavt i Danmark.
The researchers have gone back to look at the institutions where Danish children begin their education, nurseries and kindergartens. The preliminary surveys from the centre show that the care children receive in nursery and kindergarten has a great impact on how they later relate to teachers in primary school. As learning depends directly on the relationship between the pupil and the teacher, this is important. Scientists at the centre also examine how children learn when they start primary school. For example, there are great differences in how boys and girls learn and what motivates them. Boys are generally worse at reading than girls and are far more frequently sent to special education class. The number of pupils in a class also affects how well pupils do. In general, small classes have a slightly positive effect on pupils' performance. Teachers also play an important part. How do the teachers experience teaching? Are they good at relating to their pupils? And if they are not, it may have disastrous consequences for the learning situation. What does it take to keep teachers up to date with, for example, technological development? And what are the most effective ways for teachers to reach their pupils? At a time when Danish politicians want to spend €130 million on in-service training for teachers, this issue is highly topical. Finally, focus also is directed at students who are about to choose a secondary education. What characterizes the students who don't choose youth education? And why do some of those students graduate from a youth education against all odds? For 3 years, researchers have followed a group of students, such as the ones here from 9th grade, to learn about their development. The findings will be published nationally as well as internationally and will form the basis for political decisions. When the final results have been gathered, they will be published in a popular scientific format so that teachers and principals can access them. The centre's research indicates that we have a structural problem in Denmark. Our high schools have become too broad, and our vocational training is less prestigious with too few applicants. Researchers believe that we need all youth education to be centered in one place. They should have the same designation and be physically located at the same place, as well as have common social activities. In that way, there will no longer be class division where certain kinds of education are considered prestigious while others are not. Those are some of the deciding factors that, according to researchers, will make it more appealing for students to apply for youth education when finishing primary school, to the benefit of themselves as well as society as a whole.